My name is Sophie Mullen, and I was in Morocco from 1983 to 1985, teaching English at a lycée, which is a high school, in Azrou, which is in the Middle Atlas.
Michael Dame. I was in Peace Corps in Morocco in 1984 and 85. In Morocco, I was a fisheries, I can't remember my original title, but I came to be a fisheries liaison and fisheries advisor. Okay. So I go, why? She goes, because you have to talk to Monsieur Lahore, you know, the head of the fisheries office in Morocco, you know, upstairs. We'd never even seen the guy. So I wrote, she's write a report. So I wrote a report, you know, your fishermen are going to own the boats, the program's going to work, you know, so on and so forth. Had it translated into Arabic, gave it to him. He invited me up, but I wanted to bring the fishermen from my group. And the woman said, no, 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 no. There's never, ever been a fisherman in this building. This is the Office of Fisheries. Wow. She said, you can try. So I suggested to Monsieur Lahore that I bring the fishermen who are going to sign on to this, so you can see in their, so you can say to them in their face, are you going to do this? Kind of appealing to him. He goes, okay. I don't ever speak to him. I get these messages through her. I go back, talk to my fishermen. I said, okay, we're going to go to Casablanca, and you're going to come with me. They're excited, scared. They put suits and ties on. We eventually go to Casablanca. Had a couple mishaps before that. Get to Casablanca. I take them there. They're like standing outside this door, like walking. It's like animals that don't know whether they should step out of a cage or not. We go in. Everybody's like, you know, oh my God, you know, they're bringing these fishermen in here. You know, they stand out like a sore thumb. You know, the ties and suits are like too big and everything. We go in. We go up the stairs, walk into this guy's office. Very similar to the Merchant Marine Director. Get in there, I sit down. Guys, this guy looked like, I mean, to be honest, he looked evil. He was nasty evil.
This is the head guy, Lahore.
The head guy of the fisheries, Mr. Lahore. I sit down, I said, okay, this is Abdullah so-and-so, this is Muhammad, this is, and he doesn't even look at him. Okay. He goes, my plan, one payment. They own the boats. If they can't make it in one payment, I'm dissolving the cooperative. I didn't know that was on the table. Dissolving the cooperative. They'd invested so much time and already a lot of resources into these boats of their own. And I said, oh. And he looks at them and he walks over to him and he goes, you don't work well, you don't do your job. You know, he cuts them down, he looks at them, he starts leaving, and they just have their head down, you know, like this. I did not expect them to get skewered like this. I didn't bring them there to be chopped up, you know. I felt like an immature idiot, naive. So the fisherman said, okay, and I knew that was impossible, you know, for them to pay for the boat. And I said to Monsieur Lahore, I said, I don't think this is possible. He said, well then, that says it all, doesn't it? Cooperatives are closed. And I don't know if he's talking about my cooperative, is he talking about all the cooperatives? Did I just get all the cooperatives closed along the coast? So I walked out of the office. I'm thinking, oh, geez, what have I accomplished, you know? I get downstairs, we step outside, and Abdullah gets this big grin on his face. And I look at him and I go, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't expect this to happen. And he goes, no, no, no. And he shakes my hand and he gives me a big hug. And all the guys are hugging each other. And I'm like, what in the hell has happened here? Mm-hmm. He says, thank you very much. He goes, now we can be free to fish on our own boats and not have half our catch taken away. And I was I was like, so you're happy about this result? He goes, yes, yes. And we got to go into the fisheries office, the first fisherman ever to step in the fisheries office in Morocco. He said, let's go for some coffee. Stop your worrying.
Brian Peasony. I was a Peace Corps volunteer between 1986 through 1988. Did the 2-year service in the country of Morocco.
Paulette Thompson, Morocco, 1986 to 88, and I was a TEFL volunteer.
Good morning, my name is Donna Taylor. I was in the Peace Corps from 1988 to 90 in Morocco, and then from 90 to 92 in Ecuador. I served 2 years in both countries, and I worked with the blind. In Morocco, I actually taught at a school that was run by King Hussein's daughter in Casablanca, and then when I...
Hi, I'm Jennifer Martone. I was in Peace Corps Morocco from 1993 to 1995, and I served in the Middle Atlas Mountains of Morocco, very close to Taza, the town of Taza, which is about 2 hours east of Fez.
My name is Urbe Hall. I was a volunteer in Morocco, 94 and 96, and I was in the town of Faqib and Salah.
My name is Alan Isaac, and I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Morocco from 1994 to 1996, and I was in Beni Mellel, Morocco.
Hi, my name is Shannon Scally. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Morocco from 1996 to 1998 doing a Parks and Wildlife environmental education program. I was stationed in the village of Toonfeet, which is the Eastern High Atlas National Park near Miedelt in Genifra province.
Eileen Hancock's, Morocco, 2005 to 2006, the end of 2006. I was in small business development, and I worked with a women's cooperative in the village of Ainlou, which is in the Middle Atlas Mountains. I lived with a family of farmers. I ate well, and in a Muslim country, I learned tolerance. I learned some things the hard way. It was the first time I'd been out of the country, but they really were very generous and understanding. They had a baby while I was there, and I think I was the godmother, I'm not sure. And when I left, they gave me presents, and they told me that they had earned more. That was the most successful year they've had, and they had been a cooperative for 27 years. In the beginning, the women were either disabled or maybe their husbands had died and they had no livelihood. So they made these beautiful, beautiful Berber carpets. And my job was to help them market them, which is a challenge. But I did learn that when you're in the Peace Corps and you're in a job like this, it's a process. You're part of the process. And I was able to introduce them to the internet. And I understand that after I left, they got set up. So I feel real good about what I did, and I still correspond with them. And it was a wonderful experience. Oh, by the way, I did it after I retired, which made it even better, so thank you.
Mark Huffman. I was in Morocco 2005, 2007, in El Menzel in Middle Atlas, in youth development.
Fantastic. I'm Connie Ganger, and I served in Morocco from 2006 to 2008. My village was Touama, which was a rural village outside of the city of Marrakesh. And I was there for 2 years as the oldest volunteer, as a matter of fact.
Hi, I'm Linda Sahava. I served in Morocco 2007 to 2009, so I haven't been back that long. And I want to tell you about the most satisfying thing that happened. Aside from the fact that service alone was probably the most satisfying thing I've ever done. But when I left, I did small business development with a group of women who made buttons for the jalaba buttons. And I taught them to use their buttons as beads so they could make jewelry and have a product to sell. And before I left Morocco, They had gone to a craft fair all by themselves with inventory that they assembled all by themselves and priced all by themselves, and they sold stuff all by themselves. And before I left, I had achieved my goal: capacity building and sustainability. I'm still delighted. It was great. Thanks.